Well, one of the parties in the case, you saw the Nelson Mandela Foundation. Another party in the case is the Human Rights Commission. Advocate Andre Gaum is a commissioner at the Human Rights Commission. He joins us now. Commissioner Gaum, good evening to you, and thank you very much indeed for your time. The word gratuitous is probably key to this. It's not that you and the Nelson Mandela Foundation are applying to have every single display of this flag banned. You want the gratuitous display of the flag to be banned. How do you define the word gratuitous?
Thank you. Good evening, Stephen, and good evening to the viewers. Yes, gratuitous literally means that when it is displayed without good reason or uncalled for. So within the realm of, for example, artistic creativity, when academic freedom is exercised or where there's scientific research, in instances like those, the flag will still, it wouldn't be disallowed to display the flag within that context. And obviously, if we talk about history books and so on, there wouldn't be any prohibition to display it there within that particular context.
There are many important arguments in favor of what you say, of banning the gratuitous display of the flag. Sello Hatang made a powerful argument a moment ago that it was only about unity between white people and not for everyone in this country. That's an important argument. The fact that it is offensive and reminds people it was a symbol of an apartheid government, that's another important argument. There are many others. One of the arguments against what you propose is that it might give this symbol, the apartheid flag, more power than it currently has, by which I mean that if you do nothing, it is likely to be displayed in public gratuitously, very rarely by very few people. I can't recall, apart from the one protest that led to this, when it was displayed before then. Now, there will be a lot of debate over this issue, that's fine, but the consequence may actually be that it is displayed in public more often. Are you not worried about that?
Yes, obviously we're worried about that, and that is always a possibility. But the fact of the matter is that there's been a lot of atrocities that have been committed under the banner of this flag. It is indeed causing emotional harm to many people, those specifically black people who had to endure these atrocities in the past. And therefore, I don't think that one can say that on the basis that it might result in the flag being displayed gratuitously as a result of such a judgment, that for that reason one shouldn't take it on as a symbol of hate speech. Our constitution is quite clear. It provides for freedom of expression. But then the right to freedom of expression does not extend to instances of hate speech. That has been clearly defined also now in our Equality Act. We've had the Xwelane judgment that has indicated that when it's merely hurtful, that word should be removed from the Equality Act. But therefore, it is important that a matter such as this is being decided on. It is important that we root out hate speech in this country as much as we do also want to protect freedom of speech.
I agree with everything you've said, except for one legal point, and I'm not a lawyer. I'm sure you know more about the law than I do, Mr. Gaum, but I'm not convinced that the law around hate speech is at all clear, particularly around the Equality Act. I say this because, as you point to the Xwelane judgment, the Supreme Court of Appeal struck down certain parts of the Equality Act. The Parliament will have to relook at this issue. And frankly, I would suspect that over the next probably 10 years, we're going to have several more cases around exactly this. In fact, I would suggest that the Constitutional Court will probably make new law over this entire application that we're seeing in court right now.
Yeah, it is obviously still a developing part of our law. The Equality Act as such hasn't been passed that long ago. Our constitution is relatively new in international terms. So yes, there are still developments taking place. Xwelane, I think, has taken us a step forward, but the law will continue to develop to find this very fine balance between freedom of expression on the one hand and where it amounts to hate speech and is not protected in terms of the Constitution or our law. But I think we should welcome that, and we should allow the courts to, develop the law in this regard, and maybe this matter will also help in that regard.
Commissioner Andre Gaum, Commissioner at the Human Rights Commission, I really do appreciate the time, sir. Thank you very much indeed. A very important issue that